Hello, so come Tanks Invest, where we talk about investing, finance, and professional development. As a recording time of 9:30 a.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum could trade $3,709, up about 0.92% so far. With respect to overall crypto market, you can see clearly it's a mixed bag again, with the key coins kind of flat to up at the moment, while selective altcoins seems like it's selling down a bit more than others. So we'll dive into the technicals in a bit, right? And first, I just want to say Happy New Year's to all the folks domestically. I know I'm kind of behind with respect to the international side of the house, knowing the fact that I do live in the North American US region, and obviously on the international side of the house is a day ahead. So just want to say, Happy New Year's to all the folks around the world. And you guys, I appreciate your friendship and just our interactions on a daily basis. It's been just a privilege to get to know you guys on a daily basis, and I remember every single one of you. And despite how many spam messages and frankly messages I have, I try to respond accordingly. To you guys to make sure that you guys feel comfortable and obviously are thinking logically when you're making an investment opportunity. And last night I didn't really go out much. I went out, spent the day with my family and with my friends, but I got home relatively early, around like 7 p.m. on the Eastern time, and I actually spent the bulk of my last night working on my Patreon page. Just want to tee it up, and knowing the fact that today is the first day of 2022, I want to have a fresh start, right? So I actually completed it, and you probably have seen from the outlook of my channel, it looks a little slightly different, right? So for today, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a high synopsis of what the Patreon entails. And with respect to the Patreon account that I've cultivated for about 2.5 months so far, it's just been a constant refinement, making sure that all the numbers are tight, making sure that the platform that I'm cultivating is user friendly, intuitive, but most importantly, that you guys can find this to be, using as a second nature, that, it will become highly incorporated into your investment methodology going forward, right? So with respect to the breakdown, I basically trifurcated the membership tiers into 3 specific categories, so gold, platinum, and centurion. And with respect to the gold level, this is basically the basic membership level, talking just fundamentally on the most rudimentary level on crypto, right? And with this offering, it will provide you guys with the risk management dollar cost average breakdown for 30 plus crypto assets that I have accumulated, and I've done specific research on the specific ones. In addition to that, which is something that I've never done before, is the crypto on demand buy, sell, hold signals that I'll also be offering as an indicator for us, right? With respect to platinum, which is the next tier level, and this is the most, I guess, popular one among people that are demanding, is that in addition to crypto, I think stocks or equity is also, important in terms of diversification in your portfolio. I'll be doing the same comparable methodology for stocks and crypto on demand, right? So when you have a list of stocks or crypto that you need research, analysis, right, dollar cost average, risk management, methodologies that we need to be implemented into your portfolio. These are the levels that we'll be doing for the second tier, right? And then the third tier would be the highest one, and this is more of a optional one. Obviously, it's not something that if you really find this to be helpful, if you find my work to be helpful, I'm also offering more of a one-on-one type of professional consultation service, right? This is comparable to if you were appointing like a wealth manager or like someone that will be managing your money. But obviously, I'm charging a much lower rate. Typically, fund managers would charge you about like 2 to 3% of your portfolio. So I'm just charging a flat fee with respect to this. And we'll be talking about more than just crypto and stocks, but we'll talk about more about portfolio allocation, construction, what's your long-term prospects in terms of obviously your financial aspirations going forward, right? And this will be a more of a tailor-made solution, right? And with that being said, knowing the fact that I do have a full-time job running a fund, investing on behalf of corporate investors, I can only take 10 members, unfortunately, because I'm only one Maurice, right? And it's difficult for me to, separate myself from my full time job when engaging with, hundreds of people, which wouldn't make much sense quantitatively, if you may, right? So let me know if you have any specific questions on the Patreon. And I appreciate you for your patience and your support so far. And I look forward to seeing, this cultivation of this family going forward with your support. So thank you. So going back to our normal course of program, so recording time of 9:50 a.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum coin trade $3,702, up about 0.71% so far. As you can see clearly on the overall crypto market, we are seeing a mixed bag again, right? With altcoin being a little bit more volatile than others. And we've seen the respective coins that are surging or being down a little bit more than others due to its previous affectation that we have collectively observed so far, right? So we'll dive into technicals to see what's going on around there in terms of risk mitigation perspective. Is it the right time to dollar cost average? And is it the right time for profit taking even? So before I do that, let me just take a look at the media front real quick. I'll say collectively the news are, I guess we like reviving back from the New Year's Eve, New Year's transitional period. A lot of publication companies on top of today's a Saturday. It's not as active than, usual like on the weekdays, but there are some news that popped up here and there that are kind of interesting, but not really. So the first one on Decrypt about 7 hours ago, talk about a Detroit rapper, Eminem. He has bought an NFT of a monkey from Bored Ape Yacht Club for $450,000. And a picture of a monkey looks like a detective with like blonde hair. Interesting. And he put this on his new Twitter icon, which is quite interesting. It seems like a lot of people are using this as a form of flex, knowing the fact that NFTs are, despite how it is just a picture of a JPG image, but it's cultivating such a hype around investors and obviously people that have a reputation, right? It's I guess this is a new form of artistic appreciation, if you may. And the next one's on Barron's. About 8 hours ago, talk about stock market today. Dow Jones, S&P 500 cap blockbuster years of stocks dip. So this is something we talked about yesterday, right? With respect to people taking profits, is the logical thing to do. And profit taking is both an exercise among the whales, which are the corporate investors, but also at the same time the retail investors. And why is yesterday the good time for it? Because of the fact that, right, if you recap on what happened, we've rallied for about 4 or 5 days on the equity side, right? And also at the same time for window dressing, I think they have sufficient window dressing profit to be buffing up their return on investments for the overall weighted average of their investment portfolio for that year to show for their investors, right? So they've done the fiduciary duty, but they also want to be writing off some of their losses, right, in a tax write-off perspective, right? Because for you to be paying such a huge amount of capital gains tax for that year, taking some write-offs is actually a very smart thing to do. So yesterday was a collective effort in terms of profit taking, right? And that subsequently translates into a dip. And also another thing that you guys probably haven't read on, but we've been talking about for quite some time now, is basically the weekend affectation, right? People are taking profit as we are shifting towards the weekend. It's the logical thing to do, right? People don't want to be worrying too much about how's the portfolio doing, how we're going to be gliding through as the international side of the house start to rise, towards Sunday when the stock market opens up again on the other side of the world, and we don't know what's going to be happening, right? So taking the right profits and also mitigate your tax payment for the subsequent year is the logical thing to do, and that cultivated into the translations of the news that we are seeing and what we see in the price level, right? And then the last news that I'm seeing is another NFT news. Talk about a picture of a monkey again with like leopard prints, sold for $316,000 in Ethereum. So let's just dive right into the technical analysis. We are currently hovering around the $3,700, and then we know this is not a real level, right? The real level is the 3,850 or the 3,650, right? We are hovering just $50 above it, so I'll give that benefit of doubt that we actually above the 3,650 right now, and at the moment right now with the 39 out of 70, so we're very close to the bottom at the moment right now. So I don't mind actually buying some at the moment. I know some of my friends here actually bought in around this level of 3,650. So congrats on taking the logical steps, taking the logical risk level, because we are at the logical risk level $2 cost average at the moment. Bitcoin is currently up about 1.7% right now. At the moment right now, we are basically levitating again, right? Hovering just approximately at the 47. We're basically $40 away. So get that benefit of the doubt that we are there already. We're at the 41 out of 70. So as we leap up, the next level that we need to watch out for would be the 48, right? And you can see we're trying to get there, but we just could not because of there's some resistance here and there. As we break there, that's the next level that we need to crack through, right? And we need to like basically arm wrestle with the bears at the moment on gaining that momentum, right? And right now it's more of a flat level because of the lack of need affectation, and also it's a New Year's, right? Among multiple countries, including US right now. So people are just like taking it slow, taking it easy right now. So would I be incurring risk right now? I would say so. Yeah, anywhere from the current level to 44 is still a good level. Dogecoin is currently up about 0.7%. Anywhere from 16 cents to below are still better level for us. We are at the 42, so not terrible, not the best again, right? Cardano is currently up about 1.5%. Anywhere from 135 to 120 would be the good level. I prefer 120 because of the fact that we're still at the 45, so it's that neutral level. So not best, not the worst again, right? Respect to Solana, is currently down about 1.5% at the moment. Again, right, as we deplete. And if you use a Fibonacci level, you can tell that the 155, 133, and 113 are still better level. I think 155 is a good bet for us to incur risk already. XRP is up about 0.05%. We're basically hovering between the 88 versus 78 again, right? As we deplete, and if you triangulate the level of downward pressure, 78 would be a good level. I think 70 to 75 would be a good limit order to place in. Polkadot is down about 2.2% at the moment. Anywhere from 26 to below would be a good level. I think we are pretty much neutral at the moment, right? And ultimately, you have to believe in this in the long term. But in terms of bottom, we're pretty much like almost there. So Polkadot's not a terrible level to incur risk at. ALGORAND is selling down for obvious reasons. We know exactly why this is. We've been talking about this for days now. As we were surging, mainly due to the whale manipulations, we were overbought at the 49, but the 69. So we were basically at the 70 out of 70 basically. And for those actually took profit around that level, that was the right thing to do, right? As I was suggesting. So anywhere from 140 to below, I would say I would give this even more of a harsh sentiment. 135 to below would still be a better level for us. Right now, we are going to be in for a sell-off, knowing the fact that we are extremely overbought at all levels at the moment. Shiba Inu is up about 1%. Anywhere from 2,900 to below will still be a level for us. MagTech, anywhere from 175 to below is still better level for us, to be honest. We're still at the 55, despite the surge we've seen so far. Try to break 295 or $3. Those are flat levels, right? AVAX is down about 0.21%. You could see the chart is acting a little funky at the moment. This is very abnormal. This is not a good sign because this shows an outlier into the chart by forming this gap. With the 52 out of 70, so not good. I would say 81 to 60 is still better level for us. Terra currently is at the 251. Right, anywhere from the, again, we're 52, 40, 62, 52 to 45 from here. We will get some resistance first at the 75, but I don't think that will be sufficient for us to be oversold. It will just, triangulate into a more of a neutral level. So I would still, 62, 52 to 45 from here. And then with respect to elrond, we are at the relatively depleted level still. right at the 39.55 out of 70. So it's not terrible, not the best, but it's still oversold, in comparison to previous days. So I do like Enron right now in terms of incurring risk right now. In respect to risk management level, these are levels that we have identified here. This is obviously not even close to the list that we have on the Patreon list. Obviously, I'm going to be updating 30 crypto assets going forward with additional 20 equity stocks on a daily basis. So my hands will be completely full. But let me know if you want to like switch or swap or subtract or add any of these assets. Ultimately, I want to tailor make this for you. Has to make sense for you, right? It's a and it's a form of risk